Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
The states of Louisiana and Texas have registered many consecutive days of 100-degree temperatures. Contrary to popular belief, this has nothing to do with the earth opening up to swallow up the stupidity that has gotten out of control around here. We wouldn't be that lucky. But speaking of swallowing a lot of stupidity, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
In every episode up to this point, that has been followed by 1. Woohoo! No different this time at all. No different. Howdy, folks. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers.
That's right. Somebody sees my kids out there, remind them that it's Father's Day.
I don't think mine aren't awake yet. Mine aren't. Yeah. We're doing this on a Father's Day, and at Juan being, we're regularly called mothers. This time we are fathers, right?
Right.
So we're on a Father's Day here, bringing it to you, America. So of course, as always, you're.
Exactly. I think my family's going to have lunch while I'm doing this.
Wow. You mean they're not sitting slightly off camera?
No.
Just encourage. No. I cannot believe. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. And I just want to say it right off the bat. I feel a little lesser, but Juan is on the road. He's
right.
He's staying in
Biloxi or somewhere out there.
He's staying in a luxurious. I'm sure he'll tell us about it a little bit. A luxurious pad in Biloxi, but brings his equipment with him. Brings the mic. Brings the right.
I'm committed, bro.
So when you're checking into are you in like a bed and breakfast or
it's Airbnb.
Airbnb. I will not use those things, but I'm glad people like you do.
I'm not.
Okay. So when you're checking into the Airbnb, do you make a big point to show people that you're walking in with recording equipment so they can go like, hey,
no, nobody around here, man.
That guy's somebody. He don't look like nobody.
Trust me, I had to hide it because I'd be worried about people here stealing it.
Oh man. So it's are you on the beach anywhere? No.
We're a couple blocks off the beach. We're here for a swim meet, and I don't know. My wife likes to book these places, and the bad thing is, like, number one, I don't even know if you get to see them until you book it, but you darn sure don't get to know where it is.
Sure you do, don't you?
You get a general area. You don't get the address.
Come on. Wait. You book a place where you and your family will sleep and you don't know the address before you get there?
I think that's how it works, man. But it's not going to work like that anymore.
That's like cartel, man. What are you talking about? Like, I want to.
Friday we got here and I was threatening to just drive home and come back.
But now that said, and that's what's funny about this, because I told you the lovely backdrop you have with the TV right behind your head.
Yeah, the light. The only spot I could get where I had some light.
Oh, that's all good. So you are staying. So I'm gonna process of elimination. It is not a Four Seasons facility.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a loft upstairs, and the stairs are steeper than what I would lean a ladder on.
Is it a spiral?
No.
Hang on a sec here.
Hang
on, Siri. Hang on. I had to cut you off there, Siri.
Yeah.
I'm fighting with SIRI today. Oh, one that looks luxurious, man.
It is, man. It is.
So wait a minute.
Look at the exit signs.
You've got exit signs. That's always a sign of pure class when you're staying in a home that has exit signs. But
I got a little reading for you here from this place.
Hang on, I'm totally fighting my computer. Nobody cares out there, but I got to tell Juan that for some reason, maybe am I slurring today? Because the SIRI continues to kick on over here. So apparently we got so thank you, Apple and MacBook Pros and the headsets, and I try to do everything I can to make things work, but whatever. No, you scanned just then. Was that it looked like an attic ladder that you showed? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the stairs. That's the stairs.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a
I
ladder.
just had
That's not
to carry a suitcase down there just now.
you did not.
I took my shoes off because I didn't want to trip.
You need okay. I don't want to produce this thing on the fly. And those of you that are listening, hey, sorry, it's you're missing the visuals. Show that again. Show that
Right.
that ladder.
Tell me when you can see
Okay,
it.
hang on. That's not stairs, bro. That's not okay. Right there, dude. That is not stairs.
I
That's
told
like
you.
in fact, there's space behind it. That's the definition of a ladder.
Yeah.
No, man, that's an attic ladder.
Well,
That's so you're supposed to go up those things to sleep?
yeah, that's where my daughter sleeps.
Well, I mean, she's an athlete, she's young, so hey, more power to her, but let's hope she doesn't twist an ankle.
I know. I was worried because they stayed at the swim meet so I could come back and do this, which meant I had to, get all the stuff downstairs. It's
You
like,
couldn't
man.
send her to fetch it.
Like, how am I going to get this stuff down here?
That would have been the epitome of a Dave and Juan podcast. I think this is
Yeah.
118, where I'd have to come on and say, I'd have done I thought about this the other day. What happens if one of us is whatever? You have to do a solo and, do about an hour on your own. I used to think, man, I used to do like almost 4 hours on my own. But no, so I'd have to come in and explain, well, Juan was injured in battle. He was trying.
Yeah, before I texted you that I was ready, I had to sit down for 10 minutes to just, calm down and get my breath.
I got tired looking at that. So yeah, if they call that stairs, they are lying. That's a ladder. So when you said it before, no, that's a ladder. And again, by definition, there's nothing behind it. There's a space. Okay. Wow.
So
okay.
here, let me. This is a little note from the I guess the landlord or whatever you would call them.
Oh, okay.
This is so important that it's twice. They've got it in a binder where like the Wi-Fi password is, and also taped to the bathroom mirror.
Oh, so they want to make sure.
Yeah, they want you to know this.
They just is it a welcoming? Yeah. Is it a welcoming?
It is. Yeah. The other thing is to get a late checkout time, like 2 hours late, so I could do this. The only requirement is that if you move the furniture, you move it back. So who comes to these places and moves furniture?
I had to tell you a little bit about what goes on in that place, man. If you move the furniture, you got to move it back.
But okay, towels.
All right.
You get a lot of. We provide 1 towel per guest. We kindly ask that all white bath towels, whether they're large, medium, or small, be used only for body drying after showering. Please do not use them for makeup cleaning, spillage, shoe cleaning, or any other purposes. We have included makeup removing wipes near the washcloth.
Of course.
Please use paper towels for cleaning needs. If towels are stained, a $20 fee will be charged for the large towels and $7 for each of the smaller towels that are used for any purposes other than drying.
That's a very important. So all kinds of questions as you read that, because typically rules come from past experience.
Yeah, like what are people using towels for?
Like, wait, exactly. And I have some other suggestions. How about something besides a white towel, bro? They sell them in gray. They sell them in blue. They sell, right? It doesn't have to be a white towel. And you can always bleach a white towel, can't you? I mean, I don't.
Bro, I scratched my arm this morning and they had a little blood spot on it.
Oh,
and I didn't have a Band-Aid. It was like, all right, what am I gonna do now?
$20, bro. 20. That's a 20. That's a $20. Oh man. So there you. There you go. So what's the neighborhood look like? I mean, is it a?
This is what I had to quiz my wife on the other day, and
I just love a Juan quiz. That's good.
I said, let me ask you this stuff. I said, would you choose to rent a place in this area to live in? We were looking for rental property to live. Would you live in this area? No. I said, well, why the heck are we staying there? So, because as we're driving up Friday, like me and Riley are saying, oh, no, we better not be staying in this area.
So, it just starts looking a little sketch as you get there.
Yeah, there's what's the
and you're like in Biloxi, right?
The prepaid, the prepaid cell phone place that and like check cashing places.
Oh, like the Crickets and the
yeah, that's all right down the street, man.
Okay. Well, again,
It's not terrible. It's not as terrible as, you know, but when you walk
bro.
in and there's like a no smoking sign on the door, and
Yeah, I guess you got to do that. But that's now it's a Biloxi, right? Biloxi's
yeah,
not
Biloxi's
a,
nice. Yeah, it's really Gulfport, I guess, right between Biloxi
and
and Gulfport.
it's not a huge place. Like I like that kind of stuff. Like I said, here in Houston, and it's most major cities, or used to be. So now, so many major cities now, they're just cesspools anyway. I mean, you go down the list, and I'm sorry, I don't offend anybody, but Los Angeles, Chicago, Philadelphia, New
Mm-hmm.
York, go down, even Atlanta, sadly, Buckhead, Port. I mean, are just they're becoming more and more just trash. Houston is kind of hanging in there, but Houston's a massive place. And yeah, you'll drive. I'm always stunned. Like my older son that's doing theater and everything, in Midtown, and his drive in, he likes to stay off the major interstate. It's pick your poison. There's like you can go in Highway 90, which is a little longer, but it's at least like if something happens, you can sort of get off. It's right where I-59 is. That's cartel road, man. I mean, people are going. It's insane. How people
Yeah, you
drive.
got to stop there. Somebody's going to kill you.
You can't get off. There's typically nowhere to get off if you needed to get off. And absolutely, yeah, it's one of the only. It's I-59 is either you're doing 7 miles an hour and stopping, or you're doing 70, 75, and people are just cutting in between because they ain't got time for you today. But anyway, so the stretch that he typically drives, and dude, you'll go from. I mean, it looks like a scene from the apocalypse. I mean, there are people just some of these like hotels on the side where it looks like a Hollywood set. Like, okay, Hollywood, what would you do to make it look like this is, I don't even know whatever the drug of choice is these days. But here's right, make something look as seedy as possible with just people laying around in the yard outside and just like so you drive by that. And you have to watch out in some of these sections where people just these drugged up people, they just walk right across the road. I mean, they just walk across because they're protected by I don't know, the aura of whatever
Takes a lot
they're
to
on.
hurt them.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then you go from that, and I'm not kidding, man. Within 30 to 45 seconds, you're going through an area with $4 and $5 million homes.
Oh yeah, that's they'll tell you like on the beach here where it continuously gets knocked down by hurricanes. You go 3 or 4 blocks off the beach and it's gorgeous homes. But then you got the things behind it that withstand the hurricane because the stuff in the front gets knocked down.
Yeah, but so that's whether you get the crickets here or there and those stores. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm always and coming back the other day. So my wife and I went actually to Midtown yesterday. Went to a play, and on the way back, I was kind of pointing that out. You drive by like Rice University. I mean, those of you know Rice. Rice is nothing personal. Tulane. Rice is sort of it's a I don't know. I guess it'd be a combination. Like what's a more prestigious school? I don't know. Rice or Tulane. They're both.
On my daughter's list.
Rice is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. If you can get on it, here's the deal, man. I'd recommend that just for whatever you do. If you can get a ride and attend Rice, that's
I know because I said she could live with you.
You know what? We got plenty of room. We got plenty room, and I'll kick one of them. I got an empty bedroom if both boys move back, and if not, we'll kick one of them out. That's good. It's about time they they're kind of in between. But no, Rice is great. But on the way back, we're driving this area, and of course, Rice is in the area of right. That's the really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. I'd like to talk to just the cops or the chief of police or how it's obvious that they decide, okay, this line right here, we're going to let inhumane conditions, we're going to let people just, it almost hurts you to see people in the condition you see are allowed. But buddy, don't you walk 20 feet that way. Don't you You know, like, what's the line? Like, okay, where the rich houses, where the sprinklers stop, like, look where the grass is green.
Well, yeah, you talk about Tulane. I mean, Tulane's on St. Charles Avenue. You got the most, opulent New Orleans style homes, lining St. Charles. You go 2 blocks off of St. Charles, you better duck.
Well, so maybe another reason I need to run. We'll see. I'll speaking of which, and I don't want to go there, but we go there all the time now because you just can't escape politics, and it's how it is. Did you see? We talked about this last week where Philadelphia I-95 collapsed.
Yeah.
Okay, and like I just want to point out, Florida would have had that thing going by now. Florida would have had it. They'd have had the ribbon cutting this past weekend. They'd have combined it into a Father's Day.
It had picnics under it and stuff.
Man, DeSantis would have been out there. DeSantis would have been out there cutting the ribbon. Trump would have been saying he cut it like a girl. You know that would have happened, right? That's what's going to be happening. But so Philadelphia, I mean, you guys, that area, and they're saying it's going to cause all kinds of supply chain stuff to the stores.
Based on the press conference I saw the other day, I think they're, representative, or he's senator. Fetterman.
Oh, he's a senator. Oh,
I think when he looked like he was dressed to go to work.
So a U.S. senator shows up, and this is an official whatever he's wearing. President. With the president, he's wearing a hoodie.
Love him or hate him, he's still the president.
Short pants. Well, I just wish they'd come out and say who's actually running things. But okay, so you got
save the queen.
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna have to explain that too, guys. Because my mom even told me this week something. Somebody was, I don't know what you were saying. She goes, I don't watch the news. I just catch up with Dave and Juan. So I'm feeling more. I'm feeling more.
Got to be obligated to the listeners. Yeah.
We might just start. You know what? We need to break back. It's taken us almost 2 years to figure this out. We may have to break back into the old days, Juan. Well, I'll kick it to you. I'll kick it to you for news.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, come on, we'll do whatever, and we're gonna say now the news with Juan, and then I go get a cup of coffee, and you have to figure out whether you have to stretch or not. So, this was a quote. This is our guy Fetterman with Biden standing next to him, and hey, apparently duly elected officials. There you go. I'm always amazed. They tell me candidate quality is of the utmost importance. In America,
make that good TV impression.
This is the quote, and I can't do his voice, but so this is Fetterman introducing the president, who's standing there looking at this guy, and Fetterman's a big dude, and I'm telling you, I am not kidding. There's no doubt in my mind that Biden is looking at him, and Biden does not know where he is or who's this guy. He's just looking at him like, who's this big dude in the hoodie? Like, are you like the intern here? Right. So Fetterman says, and now I'm standing next to President again, next to a collapsed bridge, he said. And here is, this is verbatim, and here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation. I said that right. Go back and watch the video. The delegation to make sure we get this fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. And on top of that, the jewel, what law of the infraction bill to make sure that there's bridges like this all over America getting rebuilt. That's a quote. There are, ladies and gentlemen,
didn't look confused at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are 100 human beings in the world that get to be U.S. senators. Two from each state. There you go. It's and I've seen some other clips that say, okay, this point is just abuse. It's abuse. And somebody, the one I'm reading everywhere is like, who thought it was a good idea to create this?
Yeah, defend. Oh, look, he's one of the people. He's just casual, sitting there in his basketball shorts and hoodie.
It's not that. I mean, yeah, I got an issue with that. I think anybody should. I mean, that's so. Yeah, if your argument is, well, look, this country's gone anyway, and we're just our better days are behind us, and just grin and bear it, and let's just ride this puppy into the into the sea. Okay, fine. That's what happens. I think I wish somebody would just sort of come, it's kind of funny. You never really had to have it in the past. So, literally, you think they're going to have to pass clothing, like dress requirements?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You probably never thought in your life you would need to,
Right.
you have dress requirements working at Popeyes, for God's sakes. Okay. Like you show up day one at Popeyes working the window, not wearing an approved outfit.
Right.
See what happens. See what happens.
Okay, if it's
to
got
you.
a couple bullet holes in it, but it's an approved outfit.
It didn't have bullet holes when you showed up. You can't help what happens by the time.
Maybe they'll go to everybody wears like their local university's T-shirt, so we can readily identify where they're from.
Well, there you go. Maybe that would okay. Or no,
that at least makes some reasonable sense.
No, if they really want to help us out, they'd be like, and that's that old meme, right? They'd be like NASCAR, and we would have all the logos of who owns these people, right? They don't report to. Hey guys, I got news for you, voters. They don't report to you. They're owned, all of them. Some more than others, but they are all owned, and so there you go. I would just like to know who.
And then was this the same press conference for your mothers and others who don't watch the news sake? Was this the speech where our president ended randomly with another one?
No, this was a gun control. This was a gun control thing. And yes, and this is another. So here's the deal, y'all. Whatever side you want to fall on this, whatever side you want to say as far as Second Amendment. You know me, I'm a Second Amendment guy. My attitude is there are lots of laws on the books, lots of them. Okay. 99.9999999% of the time, when you see some kind of crime committed with somebody with a gun, they broke at least one, usually many existing laws. So this idea that you need more laws.
Right. That's my thing is, laws, just enforce the ones you got.
100%, but they don't want to do that. See, what they want is I'm sorry, the long-term goal for some people is to do away with the Second Amendment and take away they don't want you to have firearms, and they can say whatever so whatever, have that debate. I think it's been had. That's why they always have to hide stuff and come in the back way. But anyway, so it's a very serious conversation. And when you have the leader of the free world going to be standing in front of cameras talking about this thing, and look, most people don't even know what something called a pistol brace is and what it can do. And again, I'm not expert enough to explain what a pistol brace is to folks, but it's something that actually some disabled people and it said a lot of ex-military people that come out that have issues now and whatever, it helps them. They're able to handle a firearm.
Handle it stably, protect themselves.
Handle it correct. Now, apparently you can also, with it, some people can also increase the speed at which you fire a weapon. So those of you, they throw out automatic weapon all the time. It's not everything you see. It's not automatic. It's semi-automatic, which basically means each time you pull the trigger, it fires a bullet. So the faster you can pull, right? The faster you can shoot. That's not automatic. That's still
Automatic means I hold the trigger and it just keeps on shooting.
And it sprays. Okay. So that's not what we're talking about. But so our leader gets up there, and when he's making whatever case he's supposed to be making, says that pistol braces turn pistols into guns that can fire higher caliber bullets. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing about that to me. Most of the idiots in the press that are sitting there, they don't even know what he just said, right? They don't even realize, he just stated an absolute, I don't even know you can call it a lie. Is it a lie when somebody doesn't know what they're doing anyway? Is it a lie when you
misinformation?
Misinformation.
Presented as fact.
What he basically,
some of the things we do here.
All right. Just do it with conviction. What he basically said is, hey, you can take a .22 pistol, put a pistol brace on it. Now you can
put a bigger bullet up in there.
And you can shoot some .357s in this thing.
Because the caliber of the barrel of the gun, and I'm not a gun person, I'm thinking it fits fairly snugly the bullet in there. Otherwise, it wouldn't fire anywhere near straight.
Well, I can only hope that he puts Fetterman in charge of that too, so we can have the A team on that. And hey, don't get me wrong. Today we just happen to have the example of okay, which side we picking on? They got Couillon Shoes on the other side too. They
My
got
favorite
Couillon
is
Shoes.
still how he ended the speech.
Oh, my bad. Yes,
Yeah.
randomly.
Randomly just pops in there. God save the Queen.
And didn't he say "God save the Queen," man? Something like that. God save the Queen.
Yeah, man.
Because
God save the
he's
Queen,
hip.
man.
And just randomly, just like he's not. And by the way, guys, he wasn't in England.
Right. Not a joke.
By the way,
Queen,
and also
Queen's dead.
Queen's dead. Queen died. He might have been talking about Freddie Mercury.
Hey,
And
could have been.
and
Could have been.
they
We
may
will
even have
rock
some.
you.
They may have been picking up Bohemian Rhapsody in the earpiece he's wearing. I don't know what's going on there, but and the funny thing was after that, apparently a lot of the press got annoyed because most of the press that are there to they're just like the rah-rah team. A lot of people asking, like either tweeting, whether the press saying, anybody got any idea what he's talking about? Like, what's the context there? And they were like, we have no idea. We have no idea where that came from. And then the obligatory kind of lost getting off the stage thing too. That's always at this point, it just needs to be Benny Hill. That Benny Hill music.
Yeah. I could maybe take the exit signs from this place and they could carry them around with them.
I'm telling you, Juan, that's a sign. That's a sign of class right there. I'd be a little nervous if I was. So this is somebody's home.
I don't know. I think they just rent it out.
Probably somebody. It's an investment property.
Yeah, it's because it's like a little. They say it's a condo, but it's like a little multiplex here.
Somebody with a few nickels to put together bought something. Said, "Look, we don't care what happens to this place. Let's just
as long as you don't stain the towels, we're good.
Don't stain their towels, and whatever you do when in the pictures to rent the place, don't show them that ladder that we call stairs. Jeez. All right. Well, we're going to be I'll have hopefully pictures for you in a couple of weeks. We're going to Florida. That's coming up. Yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday, I guess.
All right.
We'll see
when is it. That's like 4th of July week.
Oh man. Yeah. We're going to be.
We'll both be on the road because I'm going to be in Austin.
Oh, you really? All right. America, we may take a break. We'll see. We may.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We may take a vacation break because I don't know that Juan wants to travel again with his equipment. I know I don't. I don't.
That's good. All right, we're announcing that now.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll figure it out, or maybe we'll post something. We'll figure something out. We'll give you a 5-minute shot. But all right. 29 years ago, I think I saw it today. Was the OJ chase? It's just random.
Oh, was it?
29.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Not a. And it's so sad that it's one of those moments that everybody remembers.
I loved it.
Yeah. I was sitting in Montague, man. I was sitting in my wife and I's first house in Montague.
Dude, I was in Country Meadow, Country Manor subdivision in Baton Rouge in my glider rocker. And I've told this before. My wife went to bed, then wife, and said, "Are you still watching this?" And I said, "Let me tell you something. Oh, I'm getting up before OJ gets out of that SUV is if he's coming down I-12 in Baton Rouge, and I'm getting up to go wave at him."
That's right. It's during the basketball game, right? There's NBA finals on, and then apparently they were playing inside the. I think it was the New York Knicks. I want to say it was the Knicks and Rockets. I could be forgetting
they
this,
went split screen on that baby.
But exactly, and the people even in the Madison Square Garden were watching. Part of them watching.
Nice.
We didn't all have phones back then, right? It wasn't like you could pull up your
right, and you didn't have there was cable, but it wasn't 8,000 different channels. You couldn't say on ABC, go to ABC Plus.
Yep, I was sitting in our living room in Montague. What was it? What was the lane? But it was my wife's grandparents' original home. Built like, man, I tell you what, back in the day, sort of like the house in Thibodaux now. You just love those, forget the design and everything. One story, which was always cool, big house, and just built like a, tongue and groove. But anyway, I miss some things I miss about that house. But I remember sitting there with my coffee table, My wife still makes fun of that coffee table, but I liked it. It was we had a piece of marble, or granite, take it back, not marble, granite, that was in our yard and cut off. I think it was in our yard in Galliana before we moved, and ended up in, it's one of those things. It's just, I guess it belonged to my dad. They just, I don't even know how.
Was it like on the ground or just outside?
Various places. I don't know what it was used for, but it's sort of when you're moving out of a house, you ain't gonna leave a good piece of granite.
And that was probably before the days of granite countertops.
Right. It was, and it was cut, it was probably like maybe 18 inches, maybe 2 feet by, it was heavy. It was heavy, but it was cut for something. It was probably some kind of tabletop.
18 by 24. Bro, that's a perfect size for a coffee table.
Bro, brought that. So when and apparently nobody wanted it. So when I got my first place, I got dibs on that. I asked my mom and dad, can I have that granite? And sat it on top of some cinder blocks.
Bruh.
Painted the cinder blocks though, bro. I painted them cream color.
You were married.
Exactly, man. We had class. I had
Didn't look like you were living in a dorm room.
No. Cream color cinder blocks with that granite. I'm sure my wife had some lovely ornament.
Accoutrements on it.
Accoutrement. That's right.
Nice centerpiece on there.
Sitting there on the furniture. There was probably our second or third hand. I don't know who the hand-me-down furniture was. I know the furniture went when we left. It went to somebody's camp. So we were the
last ones.
We were the last. But
I remember classing up my coffee table with the centerpiece that was like these white hands, plastic hands, and you use that to hold the remote control.
Nothing says class like that, man. That's right, bro. So anyway, that's where I remember sitting back and and watching the Oj.
Had your feet propped up,
thinking surely we all thought that was going to end. Then okay, I mean, this is going to be a shootout. Because surely this guy, apparently he had a gun to his head. He was, talking about he was, and
AC Cowling didn't seem like the type of guy who could talk you down from much.
You know who I am.
It's an AC. I got OJ in the back.
Now, who would have thought? Let's say how the world works, how the world goes round. So from that moment, 29 years ago, OJ Simpson, hey guys, can we just like they are now kind of basically admitting that certain government agencies played a leading role in the assassination of a president and his brother and okay, so as things come out and we realize, all right, so the OJ who killed 2 people, all right, killed 2 people. Everybody knows he killed 2 people.
He may not have been found guilty.
Everybody knows. He's in a vehicle with a gun to his own head, being escorted. They weren't stopping him. That's the other thing. LA police. What you go back and look at that now.
That would have been the time to commit a real crime in LA. There are so many cops following him.
That was the most LA move ever. We're just going to have like
chase.
30 cars doing exactly. So in that moment, if you said, hey, 29 years from now, this guy, not only will he never go to prison for it, right? Not only will he get to keep his pension, right? Not only will he not even have to pay whatever, he'll end up in jail for something else for a while. Like, 'cause that's how dumb this guy is.
Some little minor nothing.
But no, he's
relatively
walking around
speaking.
right now. Dude's playing golf, going on Twitter, giving advice.
Probably got more good-looking blondes tailing him than you and I ever had collectively in life.
And y'all, I don't want to hear that. 100%. I don't want to, I am sorry. The fact that OJ Simpson still has groupies, right? And, and but there you go.
And that's
29
not an exaggeration. He does.
So what's their angle?
Yeah.
Maybe he got all that killing out of his system.
Yeah, I get famous.
Yeah, well,
Take
maybe
a couple
not.
smacks from OJ and make the tabloids.
That's bad. So anyway, that was 29 years ago today. So I would say congrats, Juice, but no, that's yeah.
You know,
of
he
all of them.
committed his life to finding the real killers.
And who'd
as
have thought
Dennis
that one
Miller
of his?
used to say, you got to be on a golf course.
Oh yeah, he's been looking. He ain't found them yet.
And then what's his name? Johnny Cochran was from Louisiana.
Was he?
I think up Shreveport way.
He had an office when I was working in a company I was working for out of Memphis. I mean, I never lived in Memphis, but I was in Memphis all the time. Back when you could walk around. I used to love Memphis. We said that before. Cities that I absolutely. Memphis used to be one of my favorite cities, and it's another one that's, it's chasing New Orleans for right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whenever cities get to the point of, oh yeah, this certain stretch of this certain street is still pretty cool. Like, if you can somehow avoid being mugged or shot at or in other ways accosted.
Yeah. How you get here is up to you.
But bro, if you can get sky dropped right here.
Right.
For
Once you get here, you might be okay.
But you got to get out before it gets too late. Before this crew, anyway. So while I was in Memphis and the building we were in, Johnny Cochran opened up he had an office. The Johnny Cochran offices in I don't know what they told me. He may have been there for the grand opening. It wasn't. I think Johnny. I don't know how often Johnny went to trial. I think Johnny ended up being one of those guys that.
Oh yeah, he got paid to be Johnny Cochran.
And they just settled, right? They just like a lot of these billboard attorneys. That's pretty much what I hear. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but I hear that's mostly the case with these bill. And you know who I'm talking about when I say billboard attorneys, right?
Yeah.
They're trolling. I love. You know what I also love too. I love the very specific advertisements for big truck accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We don't. Dude, if you got clipped by somebody with the minimum insurance, no. If you somehow got hit by
18-wheeler, especially one of those national trucks, like national chains that are happy to settle.
I'm your man.
Dude, I'll tell you, look, at where I work, some of the people who work under me have vans, and it's got a logo on it. And one pulled out of a store parking lot and swears there wasn't anything coming. And I think what happened was this guy pulled off a side street and ran a stop sign and then hit her as she was pulling out. Yeah, okay. The street was parallel to the parking lot. Either way, I mean, she was marked in the wrong. Kid didn't have a driver's license on him. His dad showed up and was showing his driver's license. Tried to make it like he was driving. The kid got $85,000.
Huh?
From the insurance company.
From your insurance company?
Yeah, from my company's insurance. So just settled with him.
So the kid when you say didn't have a driver's license, do you mean he didn't have one on him, or he was an unlicensed driver?
He did not present a driver's license to the police.
But a dad
right? It's like, your son got in a wreck.
And I went right. But was the dad in the car at the time?
No.
So a dad shows up after the fact and presents his driver's license,
right? As though you tried to make it that he was the one driving.
We should pump in that Jimmy Buffett song right here, Louisiana. Louisiana. Yeah,
but so the cops straightened that out, and the kid was noted as the driver. But literally
85 G's.
Yeah, 6 weeks later, $85,000.
How much do you think the car was worth that he wrecked?
I don't know, but I guarantee you it didn't have, even if it was, he didn't wreck it bad. A little damage on the front fence.
And we're going to have that little behind the scenes. We bring them behind the scenes with how we do this podcast.
An episode of two old guys trying to figure things out.
Trying to figure things out. We do this on purpose now because we used to record it one long stretch. We never really knew where we were. And, looking at the clock and trying to figure out when to, and then somewhere along the way, the good folks at Zoom, and that's what we use. It's not an endorsement. It's just a thing. So we use Zoom to record this. Started saying you got a 45-minute or whatever cutoff.
Yeah, you got a window.
Unless you want to stop and start again. So while that would be something or pay. And It's not even that much. It's just the principle of the thing.
Exactly. Once it was free, it's always got to be free.
Right. But then with Juan and I, we realized, oh, wait a minute. It's actually a big benefit to have somebody throw a clock on you and say, shut up, stop. Because, you'd show up some days and there'd be you might have a 3-hour Dave and Juan, which might be too much. That just might be too much.
Yeah, probably not for most people, but for some.
Okay, so there you go. So the reason I'm pointing this out is because we just came off the break, and
about a minute and a half, about a minute,
break. Maybe 2 minutes, and I went downstairs, got another cup of coffee, and we get back up here, and I said, get back online. I said, so what we're talking about, and both of us looked at each other like, no idea,
not a clue, not a clue.
There was some life that happened between
in
the last 2 minutes.
I watch a Prince video on my phone.
Did you really now?
Yeah, I went down Mars Day, and then Sheila E. came up. So it was kind of cool.
Nice. I looked over here to my other computer screen, and I had Facebook up there, and apparently my wife posted a Happy Father's Day with a picture of me and my sons.
I saw that.
At the grant, you did. Okay,
I
didn't get approval of that picture before it went out there.
Yes, your boys are young.
Yeah, we as we once all were, dude. But I know, and I almost put a smart aleck comment on the post, and I went, nope, that's not worth it, because the post I almost put was, man, I missed that hat. That was one of my favorite caps. Dang, but I didn't. So it was kind of cool to see that. And then when I went downstairs, there's nobody downstairs right now. I guess my wife was off doing something else. And so there's a gift sitting on a chair downstairs. So I didn't open it. So I don't know what it is. I'm annoyed that they got a gift because it's one of those things, right?
Yeah. I had to change the email address on my Amazon account so that I didn't get notification of.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I don't know what she got, and I don't, and so I appreciate it, whatever it is. I'm not annoyed. I gotta remember that barbecue pit.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Father's Day.
Yes, which is why it never works. It never will, because I do that with her sometimes. I say, hey, we make a relatively big purchase, pretty close to an event. You say, hey, how about this? Happy whatever day or happy, okay?
Yeah.
And like I said, this last time, so I had something, but I guess I cheated too, because on actual Mother's Day, I did get her a garden hose.
Yeah, let me see. I bet you. Yeah, and that's nice.
And a nice one, a nice garden hose. I got her a nice garden hose. But so anyway, got the gift down there, and then apparently I can spell. So my favorite lunch. We got shrimp scampi and pasta downstairs. So we're gonna have to wrap this thing up before it's. No, I was gonna try to take a run today, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. We're in a stretch of 100.
Dude,
are you guys getting the? No, you're in.
In Baton Rouge yesterday. The heat index was like 111, and I know a lot of people lost power because they had like a major. They said it was like a pop-up shower that lasted about 10 minutes, but it was massive hail all over the place. So,
oh man, hail! That's bad news.
We had a lightning or a thunderstorm here yesterday. That again, my daughter's at a swim meet at an indoor pool. But they had to take a lightning delay.
I guess I can see that.
This is the explanation, which I can't figure out. They said it was once an outdoor pool, so the electrical on the pool is not grounded properly.
Okay. Well,
so that makes it a risk. But I would think if it were a outdoor pool, that it would be more well grounded than an indoor pool. But nobody could figure it out. So.
Calling on my zero experience with electrical issues, I will just agree with you on. I don't.
I don't.
Well, yeah. Well, talking about that, and it's not a competition, but I got to throw it out there. Sugar Land, Texas, where I live, day before yesterday, heat index 119.
Oh man,
119. Those of you keeping score at home, 119.
And it's almost, at least for me, it is. If I'm going to go out there and sweat in that humidity, I get a sense of pride and knowing just how hot how high the heat index is.
Well, exactly, and you just need to just understand what's about to happen. So here's what happens with me. I end up like, if there's something I need to do or want to do that's going to involve outside, I'll just throw in all kinds of other tasks while I'm out there, because it's like, listen, I'm about to go through one set of clothes. Right. So
might as well.
I've been moving a sprinkler around before, because it's so and that's the other thing. No rain in the forecast for whatever. So, here's a hint, guys. 100 something degree temperatures, no rain for about 2 weeks. Not exactly good for flower beds
It's
or
not your good
lawns.
grass cutting weather.
And I used to have the house we bought here. We've been in this house for just over 20 years. The house is maybe 30 something years old. And it had a sprinkler system, like a big,
Underground.
huge underground sprinkler system. But it was, the technology on those things back in the days, the pipes are brittle and stuff. It was a pain in the butt. I had 100 and something heads all over the place.
And half of them shoot about 2 inches in one direction.
They break and one break. So I was always fighting that. It was like a nonstop expense. And then when we did some other work here, some guys messed up the wires. And I just went, you know what? I was never happy with it before. So I'm just going to do like a lot of other people. And I just got me some sprinkler heads and big long hoses that I can move around. And that's always a good idea until you have to start doing it. All right. Until you got to start setting the timer for every 20 minutes to go move a shower.
Let me tell you something. Unrolling 150 feet of hose is a task.
Well,
and then rolling it back.
That's right. The joy. Happy Father's Day. That's a Father's Day. That's a Father's Day.
Your wife ought to be out there with her new Mother's Day hose sprinkling your grass.
No lie, man. But yeah, that's what I was doing out there earlier today. Been a good weekend. We went to saw the a musical Wicked.
Yeah,
yesterday. Man, that I love me some Wicked. Those of you that are familiar with the Broadway musical, it's a touring production here. Came to the Hobby Center in Houston, and to this day, I tell people, I go back, and I think I've told this story on this podcast years ago. The first time we saw it, my kids were probably about the age, not long from where that Grand Canyon picture on Facebook. Those of us that are friends on Facebook, that's where it is. And we saw Wicked on Broadway. Preteens. And I remember the end of, I had no idea. This was before we had, not me. If I go to a concert now, I'm looking at the
You're right. You couldn't check the set list for Wicked.
No, I didn't know any. And I knew these. I mean, I knew it was extremely popular. I knew it was just.
Right. I'll tell you, when I saw it, I thought it was The Wiz. And I was waiting for the and I can't, whole different concept.
Yeah. I can't recommend it high enough, guys. I can't. It's like it is brilliant. It's the fact that it plays on the Wizard of Oz and it just tells the story a different way is just genius. It's great. But the end of Act 1 is defying gravity. And I told people, I mean, I've been to a lot of not as many concerts as some other folks. I've been to a lot. I've been to more than average, amount of concerts in my life. And end of Act 1 of Wicked is just, that's a concert moment. That's just amazing. So we went to that yesterday, and it was cool. I guess that was sort of a Father's Day gift. Had a box, which is kind of not, I love getting a box. Okay. Cause there's 4 seats in the box, and we were supposed to, long story. I'm sorry. We ended up getting rid of them tickets cause my son couldn't come. He had something else to do. So 2 other people, I guess, bought the tickets, but it's a big box. So I think you move the chairs around, and sometimes you get obstructed view, but dude, I just and my wife knows me, man, glass of wine and a box of Skittles, dude.
High class right there, man.
So those of you that have ever been in one of these,
did you tell the other guys in the box, hey, bro, they got Skittles at the concession stand?
But yesterday it was we did Reese's Pieces. I did Reese's Pieces instead. Equally as enjoyable.
It depends whether you want chocolate or a little fruity flavor.
So if any of you have ever been to one of these, really nice theaters, and you look up there and you see those private boxes, and you think, man,
that dude's eating caviar or something.
I bet that dude's got champagne and strawberries up there. No, man, I got my standard size glass. Oh, by the way, they ain't free. You got to buy, you know what a 10 ounce or 9 ounce, a 10 ounce wine at the Hobby Center goes for? $21. $21.
Right, you should have worn some cargo pants and brought you some in.
I know. Because I don't think that would set off the alarm. You got to go through metal detectors, but right. I should have.
Yeah.
But we
don't have like a screw off cap or something.
but it was great. Here's some other hints for you folks out there that may just consider this a public service for those of you who don't go to a lot of theater, but maybe in the future you want to go to theater. Whenever the intermission comes, whenever, like if you got to pee, okay, especially if you're a woman, as soon as that curtain drops or as soon as the break is, you run. You run.
But
Don't
you
be
scope
polite.
out the location beforehand, so you know the quickest path.
Know where you're going, and you gets the boogieing. You get out of there because the 30 to 60 seconds is 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes on the back end. 15 minutes on the back end. My wife knew that yesterday. Credit to her, because I was not that much of a hurry. Man, look, when it was like, the fire, boom, went dark, man, she was out that chair and moving. I'm like, where are we going? She goes, we're going to the bathroom. I'm like, all right. And I'm behind. And so, yeah, hustle. Get there, do it. The point, I've actually written about this in the past, and it was a matinee we went to yesterday. And I love Broadway. I love musicals because of talent. And I see stuff and I see stuff like that, and it makes me want to be better at what I do, right?
It makes me sad that I'm not better.
Well, I remember seeing who was it? I actually had a chance to talk to the guy for a little bit in Search of Excellence. His name escapes me now, but anyway, Tom Peters. Yeah, Tom Peters.
Oh yeah. I remember when you saw him.
Famous author and speaker, and he would talk about before speeches. He would watch Cirque du Soleil. He loves Cirque du Soleil stuff, and he said it was sort of inspired him to like, okay, you just step back and be inspired by people that are just so freaking good at what they do. And I feel that way watching Broadway and stuff. And we got a son now who it ain't in that world, not that world, but
got to start somewhere.
Okay. So you get the and these touring shows, it's a big operation. And you look at a lot of times you go into a play, if there are people playing substitutes, right? If there's, you have if it's the quote unquote the understudy or whatever they call it, they'll tell you, either make an announcement beforehand or it's in there. But no, there was nothing this time. And we go and we watch it. And the people were phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. This is the third time I see Wicked. We saw it twice on Broadway. On Broadway, once yesterday. It was better yesterday. The people were amazing. And after it's over, my wife and I were driving home and, just playing that game like, well, let's see what the background is, what the background is. And then she turned to the guy that plays the character's called Fierro. He's sort of what you would consider the male lead in the thing. He's the spoiler alert. He ends up being, he ends up being the Scarecrow. All right, let's just say that's where this ends up. But Fierro, and the dude that played it was just phenomenal. Looked like just jacked, good looking kid, tenor. I mean, just all right. And so my wife wanted to see on the way home, like, what was his background? What was...
Yeah, I like to look. And that's one of the sad things for those guys is you walk away in massive appreciation, but it's not like a movie star where you sit down and say, I remember him and such. Oh, yeah, I know him. I remember him. So I like to look up and see
so
what the background is, who they are.
This is funny, legitimately funny, right? So she's going down and she's reading it. And she says, oh, wow, he's played ba 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 and ba da da da. And then he played such and such character in Rent. And she said, but that character's black. I mean, it's an African-American role in Rent. I'm like, she said, was that guy African-American? I'm like, and I'm laughing because I'm like, honey, I mean, there's sometimes
conversation.
Well, there's sometimes that like, no, I'm like, there's sometimes where you go, and we were close enough to see. That was kind of cool about where we were too. You could see facial expressions. I mean, you were pretty close. And I was like, that was a Nebraska corn field. That guy was no, there's no way. And then looked on, she pulled up the website of the guy that's playing, the lead. Wasn't him. It was an understudy. And the funny thing about that was this is not the first time this has happened. And then there was somebody else. I think the person that might have been playing Elzeba was an understudy, and they were freaking amazing. And the point that I've made to others before is a lot of times, unless you're going to see a star, unless it's like, so-and-so is being featured where you show up I want to see this. If you get in these big productions, if you get the understudy, you're going to see the best performance you've ever seen, because they didn't do 30 shows in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they
his
know
vocals are on point,
and they know cameras are rolling, and they know this is my
it's my shot.
This is
That's
my
why
sizzle
I'm the
reel.
understudy.
This
Not
is my
understudy
sizzle
to be
reel.
the understudy. I'm the understudy.
This is the sizzle reel that's coming, and it happened twice. Yes, two of the main, and the person that played Glenda, she was amazing. She was the actual, but I mean, again, I'm geeking out on Wicked here, guys. Sorry about that, but the point is, right? One is the level of talent, and just man, you just like watching somebody get their shot. Because I promise you, that guy, when and Elzeba, that's in Defying Gravity. I promise you, when they high five getting off the stage, they were like, "Hey, give me that footage." I'm playing.
See y'all next week. I got something to go do.
That's right. I'm playing the lead in something, but yeah, all good. Getting some theater.
Well, nice Father's Day. So
yes, it was.
I'm gonna brag on my daughter for a minute. I talk about her swimming a lot.
All right.
And she'll be a junior this year. So colleges can't start reaching out to them until mid-June, before their junior year. So and June 15th was, I guess, Thursday. And I don't know. I try to not think about that, because I don't know how that process works at all. So you sit down and say, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to, get hopes up, and maybe
don't want to jinx it.
Maybe
don't want to jinx it.
And so we go, like, when we're going to bed, the night before, my wife says, tomorrow's a big day. I said, what do you mean? He said, they can start reaching out. I said, don't even think about that, because you don't know, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment, because I don't know, what's the standard on this. Right. So 35
schools.
Yeah. All
nice. Nice.
So,
nice. How do they reach it? They just do it to email?
You sign up for something. Yeah, you sign up, like when you're a swimmer, it's some network thing that you're part of, and you put your address in. And so it's through email, some through text. She's got several interviews next week. But again, it's preliminary stuff.
Right. No, it's great though. I mean,
but I think she's got an interview one day next week with the coach from the University of Houston.
Really?
So, yeah.
So I don't know. So I guess it also comes down to, and this is going to be the fun. Cool. It's cool stuff for you, man. So I guess the point ends up being, what's the end game, right? Is it, I don't know, swimming, you know what I'm saying? Can you make a career being a swimmer?
I don't think so. I don't think you can.
So then you sort of just start looking at, okay, what's
right.
the degree? What school do you want to have a degree from?
And that's the and the odd thing is, like, I tell her, I said, you can't go tell all your friends this stuff, and tell my wife, don't post this on Facebook, because it sounds like you're bragging. And,
I'm putting it on doing as soon as we get off of here. As soon as we get off of here. What's up, Juan?
But so she, like I said, I'm extremely proud. So when I got home, she showed me she's got a notebook. And first page is information that she, what is it? Or questions to ask the coach during the interview. So the second page points about herself that she wants to bring up.
Nice.
Then she has a separate page for each university.
Okay.
And she
color a lot of pages.
So it's like pages. different ink. Yeah, she's got that 4-color pen. And it has the curriculum that they offer, or the majors that she's thinks she wants to go into physical therapy. So, which is a graduate degree. So it's what undergraduate degrees they have related to that. So this is to show you how unaware of all of this process that I am. So the first thing I said when I opened the notebook, and she showed it to me the other day, I said, man, who is this handwritten? who wrote that? And she said, me. I said, you've got a beautiful penmanship. I said, what kind of pen did you use? That's a nice ink pen.
That's Dad. Always
Yeah.
impressed with the important things.
Right. Wow. I didn't know you could write this good.
I tell you what, that's rare. If she can, that's rare. I'm telling you, you know, kids today, maybe it'll come back. Oh no, handwriting's awful.
Yeah.
They just
Like,
are.
I figured it was like a typewritten. I thought it was like just a handwriting font on the computer.
Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, I'll put in the plug for Rice. I'm not a, you know, I'm not a fan of just universities in general, the politics and the, you know.
Yeah. I think Rice has a good physical therapy program.
Dude, it's in the shadow of the medical center.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it is yeah. There you go. I mean, well,
Yeah,
that's 2 years away. 2 years away.
Yeah. You know,
Go
got
down the street, bro.
Inquiries from West Point. I don't know why.
Okay.
I guess I don't know, even the Air Force Academy and the Naval Academy.
Nice.
Which is,
It's cool. My I got
we're excited for her.
apparently my well, one of my godsons, my sister's son. I told you that he got 34 on his ACT.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
got a 34 on his ACT, and apparently he didn't quite finish the math because he had a headache. I love that. You know, when you come out saying, "Oh, I don't think I did," you know, but same thing because I reached out to the dad.
Hopefully, he has a better
"Congrats."
high school advisor than you.
Let's hope so. Well, his mom's a teacher, so let's see where that goes. But because I texted you know my brother-in-law saying, "Hey, you know, you guys started the search yet?" Because he's going to be a senior next year. You can start a search yet? He goes, "Don't need to. The mailbox is full."
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Gotta have better advice than me though." Same thing. I got man. I had a box full of stuff back in the day, but nobody ever put two and two together. Like, yeah, because I'm looking like, man, I didn't get a scholarship offer. No, that's not what they do right now. You got to reach out and.
Yeah,
oh, well.
You go to them for the scholarship offers.
So Nickel State, you're welcome. You're welcome, but I didn't know. You're welcome. I didn't know what I was doing, but worked out great. Great.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, and I think I sent you guys a text during the week. We're talking about our friends at Nickel State. That kid, what's his name? I'll get it right here. Jacob Myers. I guess it's Myers, Mayers. Who, when we saw Nicholls take on Alabama that first game in the in the playoffs or the tournament, and I said, dude, that guy was legit.
Yeah,
I mean,
he hung with him the whole way through.
Oh, he was and he's hitting the mid 90s. Look, man, and he's tall. You can just tell. It looks like, and no disrespect, but I was like, I love me some Nicholls. I went to Nicholls. I'm like, what's this guy? Nicholls has this guy? And come to find out, he comes from, was it Saint Amant, I think was his high school or something. And apparently the young man, Saint Amant, zero. Before Nicholls went take a look at him, he had zero offers, not even junior colleges. The dude was last week, I guess, or week before, named Collegiate Baseball Freshman Pitcher of the Year. That ain't division. That ain't Southland Conference. That's in the country. That's everybody. The top freshman pitcher in college baseball, Nicholls State University, bro. So, congrats. I get a little scared.
Well,
he's
LSU's got a guy right now that in the playoff game yesterday in the College World Series, Joe Bear is his last name. He had 2 or 3 key hits in the game. He started out at Nicholls.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he transferred to junior college, but then came to LSU from there.
So there you go. So
Nicholls is a good school. Good athletes. Sadly, baseball is probably the leading sport for people moving on somewhere else. But
well, I guess it's almost like a farm system now. But it's just probably, and I'm guessing it's got to be the sport they have the most success with. Nobody. I mean,
yeah,
right?
Because you mean across the board?
I'm just saying, if you looked at the sports at Nicholls that have come up with the better records, and
football's been pretty good.
Okay, I guess I've been asleep on that.
Years. Maybe not. But yeah, I don't know. I only follow baseball towards the end of the season. So
me too. I'm the same way. I tease with my friends like the Astros. I got friends that just, man, they watch every game they can. They just live and die. They love the Astros. And I'm like, too many games.
Yeah.
I mean, too many. I said, I'm a good fan like everybody else. I start paying attention during the American League Championship Series.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll watch it and act like an expert. I will watch it. I will watch it and comment on it like I've been watching every game of the year, but I'm not going to be watching until.
Last night I'm watching the game on my phone because we're at the pool, and I'm sitting there saying, "Oh man, 1 through 4, top of the lineup's not carrying their weight."
I know. You watch much baseball?
No.
Situational. As this comes out, this week begins the Manning Passing Academy at Nichols.
Oh, does it? All right.
That's happening this week. Because my mom was telling me yesterday that there were tents being set up all over the place, and
well, LSU played Tennessee Saturday night, and Peyton was there.
Well, there you go. Well, he's going to be so this is going to kind of come out on hopefully on Monday, and you guys will be seeing this whenever you're seeing it. But if you're in the Thibodaux area, I even went online and bought we've had this house in Thibodaux for 4 years now, and I've always wanted. You know where I'm going to be this week? Wyoming. Not Thibodaux. Going to Wyoming. Going to Casper, Wyoming. So I will not be able to be I wanted to go, and they call it the Friday Night Lights. And I bought 2 tickets. I sent them to my son saying, "Hey, go, try to go, do that. Walk down the street, like literally. You don't even have to park. Walk to the stadium.
Take the golf cart."
Yeah, I thought about take the golf cart, but it's gonna get jacked. It's gonna get stolen if you. But I told them, I mean, this is the one that the Friday Night Lights is when all these all the top college quarterbacks. Well, the top college quarterbacks, they're the counselors. That's the Mannings, the brilliance of what they do. Right.
That's right.
Oh,
all the college guys who
so in the last few years, you've had Joe Burrows, you've had Trevor Lawrence, I think Patrick Mahomes, what's his face up in Buffalo, Josh Allen.
Yeah. So you tell him he could go meet some of those guys.
Whatever,
make some level of connection.
But there you go, Thibodaux. On Friday night, the top collegiate quarterbacks in the country are going to be doing a quarterback skills challenge, and they have something called Air It Out. I don't know if that as far as you're gonna have all the Mannings.
So if you want to eat at Flanagan's Friday or Polite's, get there early.
Get there early. I'm gonna guess Freeman's is gonna be crowded too, but Flanagan's, man, you can walk. Yeah. You're gonna hang out at Flanagan's.
Roxas might be crowded.
Might be. You might see some folks busy. It's a busy week in Thibodaux. And just go because who would have thought that both Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, after their careers, are more famous than they were when they played, because somewhere along the way, they passed a law that 25% of all advertising on TV has to feature a Manning. I'm not kidding. Dude, when Eli Manning...
Eli's in that Coors commercial with Snoop Dogg now.
No, it's not is it a Coors? No, it's a...
it's not Coors. It's
is it
Corona.
Corona. Don't get me wrong, man. Make your bag, guys. Make your bag, okay? But when Eli Manning shows up on a commercial with Snoop Dogg and what's his face?
I don't know that other dude's name.
Yeah,
I know him.
Yeah, he used to be on Saturday Night. Andy. Yeah,
he's a comedian. Yeah.
And nothing personal. I like the Mannings. It's not a very funny commercial, man.
No,
like Eli. Like, I'm sorry, Eli. Like, you can say, "Hey,
the funniest one is one of the Caesars one. When they're playing charades and Cooper's in it, and
that one was well written. Yeah. That one was well written, where he was like,
the Manning's got some clout when they're pulling Cooper into the spots.
Oh, making Cooper the star, but it's all good. So that's I think we're about ready. Punch out time.
Yeah,
I know you want to get a couple of workouts up and down that.
I got to load the car and see if my family's back from their Father's Day luncheon.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and by the way, I got my my CPA sent the I guess my tax things yesterday. So hey, I just want to again, we always start off the podcast with this. So I got my tax bill yesterday. America, or at least the part of America that's free riding, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's how my evening was spent last night, saying, what? You're welcome, America. You're welcome. But on that pleasant note,
Yeah, great.
Push the button. Let's push the button. Get on out of here. Everybody, if you want to reach us, we're like that Deion Sanders wears a shirt. It says, ain't hard to find. He puts that, right? He has a shirt. I might say, I'm not hard to find or ain't hard to find. We're not hard to find. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And if you found us this time, guess what?
Well, you can find us again. I almost used SIRI on the TV behind me to put us up on there to have as a backdrop while we were doing this one.
Oh, man. Now we're getting fancy.
That'd have been a little confusing, though, because
and
it was throwing me off.
Those of you that tuned in looking to see me and Juan in tank tops, sorry about that.
I brought mine just in case, though.
I brought mine, too. It's right here. Look. This is Fort Walton. Look at that, baby. Fort Walton Beach Sunshine Company.
Nice. I told my wife yesterday, I said, I think I might go get an airbrush t-shirt with the Jeep on it.
I know. Something else to look forward to. So so technically we did show you a tank. Dude,
yeah,
I
got one. Mine's in the bag right behind me.
I was either in high school or college. The fact I still have this, it was in a Ziploc bag.
Dude, that means it's like a good one.
Oh, still smells okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. Anyway,
you wanted to preserve that.
All right, every week, guys. Every week, we look at you, America, and say, "Look, come on now. First of all, you made it through another week. Congratulations. Exactly. That's always a plus, right? And we don't
the alternative.
Man, we're not imploring you, we're not begging you, we're not asking you. We're kind of telling you, but y'all, it's a
freaking mandate, dude.
It's a mandate. Man, get out there and try to live your best life.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Here in the front of a wall that looks like it should be on a roof.
That's right.
Yeah. The least you could do is have the best week of your life.
They got the best week, Juan had to climb a ladder to get his mic this morning. All right. So come on, man. He's putting in the work for you, America. It starts with having a great hour. You're welcome.
We just gave you that.
And then just go on there, man. You may get knocked down. You may fall down a ladder. Try not to do that, Juan.
I'm not. I'm done.
What do you do when you fall down from a ladder?
You get back up, bro.
If you can.
Right back up.
If you can. And if there was some logo from a big company on that ladder, you sue them.
You sue them. You sue them.
From the ground. From the ground. Right? All right.
Make sure you take pictures. Or
not. You get some good ones. All right, everybody. You've been given your instructions. We hope you take with them. Take with them.
Right.
It's about time to stop. The words aren't coming
with them properly.
We'll take that out in post edit. All right. Everybody have a fantastic week. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. God save the queen. So here's my little tidbit from Baton Rouge this week. So apparently, I don't know if somebody bought this locker or storage unit on an auction or something like that, but found something in it that appeared to be an explosive device.
Nice.
Filled with a spirit of caution. He figured, the police should be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe the bomb squad. So he loaded it up in his car and drove it to the police station. They had to evacuate the police station in Baton Rouge.
That's the best.
Yeah.
This could be extremely dangerous.
Yeah. I got this thing in my car. I found it in the storage unit over there, right down the road, and it looks like a bomb. Y'all want to check that out for me?
I was real careful on the bumps on the way here.
I caught the red light, though. I was scared.
I didn't want to bother y'all. So I brought this potential bomb to the station.
Here. I put it under the overhang in the building, so you don't even have to go out in the heat to check it.
Ooh. God save the queen.
Yeah.
It's over. Go home.